Over the last 3 years, the number of people living on the streets in England has risen by 73%, with a quarter of these people living in London. I'm here at the Ealing Soup Kitchen, where I've been talking to volunteers who help and feed the homeless regularly. Ealing Soup Kitchen is a charity which has been running a weekend soup kitchen since 1973 at St John's Church in Ealing with the aim to serve and feed the homeless. A few years back, the Soup Kitchen introduced drop-in sessions which are held on Mondays and Fridays at the Salvation Army Hall, providing food, showers, clothing and entertainment for vulnerable people. The kitchen is entirely run by a number of different church teams and volunteers, with the exception of one paid worker who gives more individual support to the guests.
I decided to volunteer because I've been a service user myself, on and off, and it was an attitude of giving something back, and also I've been on sickness benefit. I've been on benefits for quite a few years, and so it's a way of edging myself back into work, eventually, building up a reference and getting some work ethic back. There's a lot of people who are homeless or on the poverty line who aren't homeless, who need these places, whether it's from unemployment, drug addiction, mental health, all three of them put together. I think there needs to be a bit more compassion with the authorities, with the government, central government, local government, because charities can't do it all. No. And there needs to be a lot more housing freed up, I believe. A lot more hostels, a lot more investment through charities and through local and central government in hostels to help the homeless, and then directing them into drug and alcohol programs and giving them training.
I used to have a drug problem, and I'm now 4 years clean last month.
Yeah.
And I used to come along to have the food when I didn't have any money. And then I started volunteering because I've retired. I'm a theatre nurse, but I've retired, so I didn't have anything to do all week. And I didn't want to sit around doing nothing. But one of our clients died a couple of months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was found at the back of Tesco's dead, and that was very sad. It's an unseen homelessness in Ealing, I think. You get the occasional beggars, but they tend to be the professional ones.
Yeah.
You know, so, but as for like our clients,
Yeah.
I know where some of them are. If I want to speak to someone, I know where I can probably find them.
Yeah.
But it's very much hidden, homelessness in Ealing.
I mean, we're doing an outreach now, and we went to King's Cross, and I've never seen so many people homeless. And the age groups, there was youngsters down from up north, and first time I've seen a number of pensioners on the street. They need more hostels. It's very difficult for a lot of these guys, if they've been long term, to just put them into a flat. Within 6 months they walk out. They're not used to the bills, the whole structure of it. They need that, more or less like an education in between the street and into permanent housing.
Yeah. So you said you were homeless for a short time. How long were you homeless for?
2.5 years.
How was that? Yeah.
You do have some good times, but the majority of it is that despair. You can't see an end to it. Every day is exactly the same routine, and there's no end result that you can see. Councils can't deal with it, and most of the people that are homeless, they come from other areas, so the council say you've got no link with the area, so they won't house. And particularly young people, they leave where they're living for a particular reason, and they're not going to go back there. So they end up with this long-term problem, and the longer someone's on the street, the more difficult it is to get them off.
It's clear from my time at the Soup Kitchen that many clients rely on this service in order to survive. So the question is, without organisations like the Ealing Soup Kitchen, what would happen to vulnerable people living on the streets?